Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. My name is Molly Gambhir and I want to talk to you about a particular survey. This one. It says journalism is the most regretted college degree. As in, those who studied journalism in college are full of regrets. The obvious question is why? Let's come back to the survey. These are the other courses that are listed in this regrettable category. Journalism tops the chart with 87% of journalism degree holders saying that they would choose a different degree if given a second chance. 72% of sociology and liberal arts and general studies degree holders say the same. 64% of those who studied communication have regrets. Also on the list are education, marketing, management and research, medical or clinical assisting, political science, biology, English literature and language. Do you notice one thing? These are mostly humanities subjects. So those who discourage their students and their children from pursuing humanities or liberal arts have solid ammo here. But jokes aside, why do students regret studying certain subjects? Is it because of career prospect or the starting salary? Let me start with career prospect. They say passion alone does not pay. You may be passionate about sociology, but to pay your bills, you will need to build a career around sociology. Land a job that pays well. Now, it's not that sociologists are not paid. Of course, they are, and they are paid pretty well. But to land a job in research or educational services or a government organization as a sociologist, just a bachelor's degree in sociology is not enough. You need to specialize in a field. Basically, do your master's, then get a PhD. It's a long, long journey, and it's not for everyone. Most of the jobs that you get fresh out of your bachelor's are pretty underpaying as compared to the batchmates who have studied engineering or economics, and this may explain why people regret sociology or education, political science or liberal arts. Let's come back to education for a bit. Most schools these days want their teachers to at least have a master's. Without it, the teacher is confined to teaching the junior classes, which also means that they are paid lesser than their colleagues teaching the higher classes. In other words, getting a decent paying job means having to study more, which isn't necessarily true for those STEM subjects. STEM standing for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In fact, why don't we go back to the survey once again and look at the most desired college degree? Look at what tops the chart. Computer science, criminology, engineering, health, business administration and management, finance, psychology, construction trades, human resource management. Those who studied these courses say they would once again opt for the same degree if given a choice. Computer science graduates were the happiest. And why shouldn't they be? Their annual average salary is almost $100,000. Now compare this to a journalism graduate, $53,479. That's the average annual salary. And that brings me to the aspect of student loans. You see, the starting salary is important, not just for an employee to make ends meet, but also to repay loans. Let's not forget, college education is expensive, at least in a lot of countries. Say a student from India enrolls into a journalism course in an American university. Take, for example, NYU or New York University. Then she will be expected to spend at least $87,783, which is over 71 lakh rupees. In all probability, she will have to take a student loan. Now, because journalism does not fall into STEM, the student most likely is forced to return to India after the completion of her course because, jobs for international students are rare and limited. Now, back in India, the starting salary at a news organization will be around 30,000 rupees. Mostly less, not more. How would she repay her loan? How will she pay for a decent living? You know, there is something called return of investment. Often that does not add up in certain courses because graduates are not paid well. Whose fault is that? The job sectors, the courses, or the students? Well, it's how the job sector has evolved. You know, valuing some courses more, others less. Students who specialize in STEM earn the most. Look at what else the report found. The students who regretted their graduation subjects said that if given a chance, they would go back and study computer science. Some said they would pick business administration. So that was about the starting salary. Let's now talk about the applicability of college degrees. And this is where journalism becomes an extremely relevant example. A degree in journalism is not a prerequisite to success in the field. The technical knowledge, like using certain softwares, operating the camera, etc., can always be learned on the job. You don't need a 3-year college course for this. You see, in journalism, it's always better if a person has a niche, you know, a specialization. Could be history, geopolitics, data crunching, technology, finance, anything. And that way you can pick a beat and add value to a story that you are doing. If you are coming into a newsroom straight from college, all that is expected of you is that you are curious, you are available round the clock, and you do your job well. Guess what? You don't need a course to learn any of these. Does that mean a bachelor's in journalism is of no value? Well, that is not true. A course is always a source of learning, and learning always helps. Just that in some cases, it may not necessarily give you a career advantage. Guess what this report found? That sometimes a degree does not even determine your salary. What does though is your job profile. In the US, for example, financial managers with a bachelor's degree earn $3.1 million over a lifetime. But an accountant or an auditor with a bachelor's degree makes $2.5 million. So what should you do? Not get a degree at all? Now that could be a bad idea. The idea is choose the right degree, one that adds value to your job, adds to your learning, introduces you to new concepts, opens avenues for you. Also, don't be discouraged by surveys like these. This one, for starters, is US based, meaning it may not apply to students around the world. 2, at the end of the day, it's to each their own. Just because 87% of students regret studying journalism does not mean the remaining 13 need to feel the same way. And there's one thing you will agree with me on. A lot of people enroll into liberal arts and humanities assuming that the course would be easy, that they will sail through and manage to get a college degree without much effort. The fact is, subjects like sociology, education, political science, or English literature for that matter, require you to be really passionate about them. Same with journalism, actually. The people who are really passionate about journalism take up jobs in newsrooms knowing fully well that the paycheck may not be heavy. There may not be weekend offs. You may also have to work on Holi, Diwali, Christmas, other festivals. And come the pandemic, you would have to come to office, even if the entire country is in a lockdown. Despite it all, some people pick journalism. You know why? Because they are passionate about storytelling or justice. And guess what? The passionate kind don't regret it. The point of giving you this inside story was to tell you that it is for you to decide whether you want to chase money or passion.